The 308 cartridge exposes everything. It's a literal lie detector for your rifle. That's exactly why one of the most legendary battle rifles in American history didn't even crack our top 5 today. Stick around to find out why. Most 308 platforms look incredible sitting on a workbench or shooting off a clean, padded bench rest. But what happens after 1,000 rounds? I'm talking about when the rifle is blistering hot, choked with carbon, heavy in your hands, and you still desperately need it to perform. That is an entirely different conversation. A tactical 308 rifle is where ballistic power starts becoming deeply personal. You feel it punch into your shoulder. You feel the dead weight on a long hike. You feel it when the bolt carrier group gets filthy. The heat starts baking your handguard, and the platform either settles down and works with you, or starts fighting you every step of the way. That is the fundamental difference between a rifle that only looks serious on Instagram and one actually built to run hard in the dirt. Today, we are looking at the most brutal tactical 308 rifles ever made. And the winner? It's not just powerful, it actually understands the cartridge better than the rest of the pack. Let's kick things off with what I like to call the experiments. Rifles that tried to solve the massive engineering problem of the 308 in radically different ways. Number 8. The Springfield M1A SOCOM. The tactical 308 community has told the exact same story about the SOCOM for decades. As a Cold War legacy, it commands absolute respect. It's the modernized descendant of the legendary M14, sporting some of the best iron sights ever designed and a durable, battle-proven mechanical soul. I've always loved the unmistakable clack of that action. But here is the reality check. The SOCOM is a gas-operated semi-automatic 7.62 by 51 mm rifle. Unloaded, before glass, a mount, a sling, or a loaded 20-round magazine, it sits around 9 pounds. Bolt that modern gear on, and it moves into a seriously heavy operational weight class. You feel how the long-action design carries forward an older idea of ergonomics. Sustained fire is where things get sharp. The fixed gas system runs under heat, but the receiver design makes clean, full-length rail integration incredibly awkward. Furthermore, the legacy trigger group severely limits modernization. Push this rifle beyond comfortable round counts, and you aren't just managing 308 recoil, you're managing weight, heat, and a front-heavy frame built long before today's tactical ergonomics became the standard. The M1A SOCOM earns our respect, but respect doesn't erase modern pressure test results. Number 7 takes the ultra-lightweight route, Ruger's SFAR. The 308 Winchester produces violent force. In older AR-10s, managing that force usually meant a heavier package, massive receiver mass, extra length, and a ton of carry weight. Ruger's small-frame autoloading rifle, SFAR, was built to entirely eliminate that weight tax. The brilliant move here is the receiver architecture. The SFAR uses a modified AR-15 scale lower, giving you a profile and handling feel you probably already have muscle memory for. Unloaded, it's drastically lighter than traditional large-frame 308s. Anyone who has humped a rifle for miles knows that ounces equal pounds. But there is a pressure point: sustained fire. The SFAR's direct impingement DI system keeps it light, but brings normal DI realities right to your doorstep. Heat, carbon, and fouling rapidly build around the bolt carrier group. Accuracy holds up beautifully, and handling is fantastic because you get a smaller frame without castrating the round. What limits this rifle isn't the concept or the accuracy, it's what happens when you run it fast and hard. It answers the size problem perfectly, but under heavy pressure, heat and maintenance define its ceiling. Number 6 tries to solve the size problem with a Bullpup solution. The IWI Tavor 7. Add an optic and lock in a full magazine, and the argument for this rifle immediately clicks. It solves the length problem of an AR-10 without cutting the cartridge down. The Tavor 7 uses a 16.5-inch barrel, but stays under 27 inches overall. Because the action sits behind the trigger, you keep usable barrel length for velocity while massively shrinking the footprint. That gives you short-barreled carbine handling with full-power 308 performance. The weight sits tucked closely into your shoulder, which fundamentally changes how the rifle carries. Standard AR-10s often feel stretched out and front-heavy on barricades. The Tavor 7 feels dense, solid, and perfectly centered. Under load, that balance is a game changer. What makes it so good is compression without surrender. You keep the power, and the rifle practically folds around you. Plus, it utilizes a long-stroke piston system, bringing legendary IWI reliability to the table and controlling heat as your round count rises. It offers a totally different tactical answer, compact handling and serious piston confidence. Number 5 brings us back to a traditional layout, but with an absolute tank of an operating system, the IWI Galil ACE Gen 2. The ACE Gen 2 carries one of the strongest reputations in the 308 world because its foundation was forged by hard field use. This isn't a safe queen. It's built around endurance and reliability when heat and fouling expose weaker designs. Running a long-stroke piston system rooted in the AK operating principle, heat and carbon are violently pushed away from the bolt carrier group. This helps the action keep cycling when conditions turn muddy and punishing. Reliability is literally built into its DNA. With a 16-inch barrel and a folding stock, it gives you a highly practical fighting shape. Weighing around 8 pounds unloaded, it stays surprisingly controlled for a piston-driven 308 while retaining bomb-proof strength. It's not designed to impress a guy shooting off a clean bench. It's designed to keep working when filthy and pushed past its limits, delivering field-ready accuracy backed by that legendary Galil cycling confidence. Now, before we jump into our top 3 heavyweights, we need a quick palate cleanser. We've spent a lot of time on gas-operated battle rifles, balancing speed and heat. But what about pure precision? Enter our mid-video wildcard, the Daniel Defense Delta 5. Claiming a rifle is sub-MOA is easy to print in a catalog, but the Delta 5 earns its place differently. This is a bolt-action precision platform built around one singular purpose: ruthless, controlled accuracy. The 24-inch barrel tells the whole story. This rifle wasn't designed to be short or fast. It was designed to stretch the 308 to distances where the cartridge truly matters. The cold, hammer-forged barrel, hyper-rigid chassis, adjustable stock, and glass-crisp trigger all work toward one result: repeatable shots and a perfectly clean connection to your target. What makes the Delta 5 special is discipline. Every round is loaded, fired, and cycled manually by you. There's no gas system changing the rhythm, no semi-auto action adding violent movement. It rewards patience, reminding us that one clean hit matters infinitely more than 10 fast misses. It delivers exactly what a serious bolt gun should. All right, back to the semi-autos. Coming in at number 3, the B&T APC 308. Let's get nerdy for a second. The 308 energy cycle creates a massive engineering headache. It produces way more pressure than a 5.56, meaning your gas system manages significantly more violent energy, and your shoulder absorbs a lot more recoil. B&T built the APC 308 as a surgically precise answer. The rifle runs a short-stroke piston system inside a modular receiver built to exacting Swiss standards. Think high-end watchmaking, but for battle rifles. The operating group is held to incredibly tight tolerances, which matters immensely when the rifle gets hot. Less sloppy movement in the bolt carrier means your accuracy stays tight as the round count rises. It's built to stay totally controlled while cycling. The 16-inch barrel model weighs around 9.5 pounds unloaded. Throw your glass and a loaded 20-rounder on there, and it becomes a heavy load. But that weight is a calculated trade-off. It tames the cartridge and supports stability. Featuring a fully adjustable folding stock, it accepts the physical cost of carrying weight in exchange for laser-like precision and recoil management. Number 2 brings us the ultimate evolution of the AR-10, the POF USA Revolution DI. The Revolution DI earns the runner-up spot because it attacks the glaring weakness of direct impingement .308 rifles with pure, unfiltered engineering. When heat and carbon start choking a normal DI action, POF has answers baked into the parts that matter. The secret sauce is POF's NP3-coated bolt carrier group. NP3 is an electroless nickel PTFE treatment designed to drastically reduce friction and carbon adhesion. Carbon just refuses to cling to it, helping the carrier stay buttery smooth incredibly deep into your round count. On top of that, the Revolution DI keeps the entire package stupidly light. At roughly 7.5 pounds unloaded, it handles closer to a standard AR-15 than a full-size .308. That weight-to-power argument is phenomenal. Full power performance in a fast, familiar layout. POF also added their E2 extraction system, a fluted chamber concept that helps break the seal on spent casings, ensuring reliable extraction even when chamber pressures spike. Combine that targeted reliability with refined ergonomics, and it easily becomes one of the smartest tactical .308 rifles ever engineered. Coming in at number 1, the undisputed king, the FN SCAR 17S NRCH. The SCAR 17S stands at the top of the tactical .308 food chain for one simple reason. It was built around this full-power cartridge from day one. This is not a 5.56 platform artificially upsized to fit a 7.62. It was meticulously engineered to handle the pressure, recoil, heat, and downright abuse of the .308 as one cohesive system. The newer NRCH model features a short-stroke piston system that aggressively vents heat and carbon away from the action. This allows the rifle to stay shockingly consistent no matter how fast you pull the trigger. And the non-reciprocating charging handle completely modernized the manual of arms, letting you grip the rifle however you want without taking a chunk out of your thumb. At roughly 8 pounds unloaded, the SCAR 17S keeps its weight highly controlled. Add your gear, and it still feels perfectly balanced. The SCAR 17S doesn't just survive the .308 cartridge, it utterly manages it. The recoil impulse, thermal shift, and weight distribution are all absorbed by the design itself. It doesn't pretend the .308 is smaller than it is, it just tames the beast. By the end of this list, one thing should be crystal clear. The .308 cartridge is relentless. It exposes a rifle's true weight, its heat management, and your ability to control recoil. Most importantly, it exposes whether a platform is actually built to run hard, or if it just looks cool before the real pressure starts. Every rifle today had to answer the exact same question. What happens when the cartridge starts working against the gun? Now, I want to hear from you. When running a tactical .308, which pressure point matters most to you? Are you worried about the weight on a hike, heat buildup, mechanical accuracy, or ergonomics? And which rifle handled it best? Drop your arguments in the comments. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss our next breakdown, and I'll see you on the range.